the first one for Bahrain and from the bat of Imran Javed, and that's how he gets off the mark. A top edge over the wicketkeeper's head. But they'll need runs and more of it. They won't mind how it comes, but they need to find the boundaries.
Again, good delivery. Hurried on to Imran Javed, who just couldn't time the ball. The impact was on the top half of the bat. The ball trickling away towards mid-on as Abdul Waheed cleans it up. Another single.
And 3 in 12 is rather unacceptable when you're chasing something in excess of 150. You have to be at a runner ball at least. And what it has in turn done has just put Imran Javed on his toes. You can expect another in-swinging delivery coming into David. Again, watchfully defended. It's been a brilliant start by Saudi Arabia in the first 5 overs. They have contained Bahrain to only 13 runs. That's the kind of bowling effort they've put across. Change in voices to take you through the next 5. It's going to be Suhas Vedam and Abid Ibrahim.
Right arm over.
"13 without a wicket in 5 overs. Bahrain have been kept under check. This could be another. If it carries, well, almost did. I genuinely feel there was a moment, Abid, where Atif thought, let's go for it, but then pulled out as well.
Well, he never believed that that will carry all the way, I think. And just dipped in front. I think that maybe carried, or am I being too harsh on the fast bowler?
Was in no position to play that shot there. Imran Javed was praying that it doesn't carry. A dive forward would have been a different situation.
Well, it just did dip in front. It did not carry when the ball reached to the fielder.
Yes, so there's no point being taskmasters here. 7 wickets with an average of 17 for Usman.
Well, every time Usman comes in to bowl, he provides the entertainment.
Yeah.
Last game they played up against each other. It was last night only, not so long ago. The last game of this tournament. He came in and he's banged it a straight line and uprooted the middle stump of Sohail Ahmed on a very first delivery. That was the start of Usman Najeeb, and that's the kind of the image he carries. Similarly, today he created the opportunity, but just around there wouldn't be opportunity exactly to be called.
Absolutely right. This could be catch practice. And it is indeed catch practice. Something had to give, and Imran Javed was feeling the pressure. Bahrain have lost their first wicket for 15. And it's surely because Usman has been brilliant with his line in length.
Well, as I said, he always has the reputation to strike early. Yet again, he does this one. Bowls that length, and that ball could not take the distance. And straight into the pouch of the skipper of Saudi Arabia. Waheed takes the catch, and Usman strikes. Imran goes for 6, 15 for 1. Well, an interesting contest here. Yet again, Usman with a wicket in his first over. And guess who's up front? against him. It's the man who got him out on a first delivery with a brilliant average and strike rate. The man called Sohail Ahmed was beaten on a very first delivery by the same bowler he's up against now.
You've got a very sharp memory indeed. And it's a delivery that Sohail Ahmed will not forget either of it. He's aiming for another Yorker. He's got a slip in place though. Good delivery.
Slightly kept low there. I was thinking this Miller delivery would be as he started yesterday against this man. And yeah, that's what he's talking to his partner. The ball did not get enough bounce. I was expecting full and onto the toes.
The only problem there was even Sohail was expecting the same, and that's exactly why Usman refrained from bowling that delivery. And the first runs for Sohail Ahmed in 2 games will feel much better.
He's opened his account and he was very cautious, very careful when he was taking on Usman. He knew he has that pace. Nips in slightly better. This man has to deliver. David Keelan Mathias. And he's been there as an opener now, faced 14 deliveries, scored 4 runs. Little too slow.
What a peach of a delivery. Movement after pitching, movement in the air. Usman's breathing fire, and what a good final delivery of the over as well. The power play ends and Bahrain have managed only 16 on the board. 16 for 1. David Keelan Mathias slow to start off. 4 of 15. Sarfaraz unfortunately retired, hurt. Imran Javed was in no position to play a shot and eventually found himself back in the hut as Waheed took a good catch, simple catch. Then comes Sohail, who's kept out an okay Yorker and a delivery that didn't bounce as much. But what I want to say here is 16 for 1 in six overs. They've got to get a move on. Hisham's been introduced with more cushion in the deep now. They've got to get a move on, Bahrain. It's not a very daunting total, 150, 156, but at the same time, it's not a small total either.
And indeed, a tricky target just where your batters need to fight. And we have seen the games, a similar start for Saudi, but they really come back hard. This is the new bowler just after the power play, with 2 wickets to his name and an economy of over 9 runs, slightly higher on the economy side. That's the field set for the batter. There is a deep fine leg and a square leg, and plenty of gap towards the mid wicket.
You've got to be wary of the one that comes from the back of the hand. The back of the hand slower delivery is something that he practiced for this particular tour. It's come in handy. Remember, Saudi Arabia was supposed to go for an Afro Cup in between, which eventually didn't happen at that time, but it's something that he was practicing then as well. So it was very easy to use it in match situation, also be game ready to use it. Come the big tournament of Mazaplay.net Desert Cup T20I. How effective has that been?
And I say, yeah, absolutely. They have played some great cricket right end of the tournament. When you see the boys just start getting understanding of the game, because most of the team, as captain mentioned himself, is 80% new boys making the rebuilding phase, and then they got a 1 win and now you see them rocking.
Oh, brilliant again. A lack of pace. The ball's travelled 20 yards and the single's complete. David Keelan Mathias, I think 5 or 17 he can cover up, of course. We know that. We all know that. But the script that has been handed out to him from the coach perhaps is to stay there till the end, because Bahrain have used that template before and have got the win under their belt.
Yeah, that is paid off. Just a slow one and need to be careful. Oh, that very close there. What an entertaining game this has been.
Hisham in his follow through. The shrewdness of Hisham to turn around and get the throw in. David Keelan Mathias would have been a goner. Tall man. Add a few more. Add at least a yard to it with that bat. Still was caught short. All Hisham needed was a direct hit. This field.
Well, indeed. Now the pressure is mounting over Bahrain. Yes, they are playing slow, but one thing is for sure that they're keeping wickets in hand. I think, as you mentioned, they have just given him the plan game, how you need to do and how you need to progress. David Keelan especially has a role to stay in the middle, and I think that would pay off. All you need to do is apply yourself. Still, we can see the wind is blowing, so no sign of dew.
Another good delivery to end the over. 7 overs gone, 19 for 1. Zain introduced into the attack here. The 30-year-old slow left arm orthodox. 6 wickets in 9 games for him.
Yeah, he's been exceptional in the last encounter as well. When these two teams went up against each other and Saudi beat Bahrain and they made way for Oman, what a contest it has been. A romance of cricket at its best.
Oh wow, and the top of off stuff that Zain is able to bowl when the ball doesn't turn but the batter wants it to. He's such a treat to watch indeed. So far Bahrain kept under check indeed. 19 for 1 in 7 overs. Very good delivery. I tell you what, 19 for 1 in 7 overs. What it suggests, Abid, is the fact that now if Bahrain are looking for 156, they need to up the ante in the middle overs. The middle overs is not going to be a nerdle fest. You get here and pick up a single and odd two. No, they've got to look for active boundary balls there.
Well, indeed. That's what should be the plan there. Should be looking for slightly attacking strategy. Oh, each of a delivery again from Zain. He's still keep on doing what he's known for, impressing.
Yesterday wasn't an easy wicket to bat on. Today was slightly easier is what I felt, with some of the shots being hit by Saad, especially through the line, straight.
Well, for that, Saad had to spend time in the centre. That's what I think David Keelan Mathias is doing, to understand.
The first run in the over. Again, half the over dusted and done, and all you see is just a single of it.
And slightly, we all this time we've been talking about the dew factors coming in every time, every game, every evening. We've seen these all game here, but today been slightly different. The dew have not come in, mind you.
You were talking about the wind factor as well for that. At the beginning, while we were there about 15 minutes before the toss, perhaps, we saw that the wind speed was about 8 miles per hour. It was hot today, 70% humidity. And it was predicted that dew will come a little late, and that's exactly what has happened. Even though the towels are out, that's another good delivery. Just 2 runs. 2 runs of the first 5 balls.
Well, indeed, it's like more often that Bahrain is waiting for 2 things. One is dew and the other one is luck. You have to have the luck on your side.
They've got skill for sure. Another fantastic delivery according to the field that the captain's given him. Even though he threw it back, he's got to get it back again. Hisham, 21 for 1 at the end of 8. It's got to be Hisham to continue, I believe. Atif-Ur-Rehman, the only one to bowl a made, and remember that, an economy of 3 after 3 overs. He was the one who kept Bahrain literally in siege. Nothing given away. 21 for 1 in 8 overs. And Hisham also bowled a terrific over to start with. David Gill and Mathias. Someone's got to take the initiative. 6 of 20 is not good enough. He's not nurdling the ball around to at least pick up a single. Where is that boundary ball? Slower delivery, back of the hand. He went through with a shot, but he's caught. What a fantastic catch this is from Faisal. It's one of the most difficult catches because you're running sideways and the ball's dipping as well. That came off quickly off the bat. And that went quickly into the hands of Faisal as well. It's not daily that you wake up and take catches of this kind. This man's special.
Back of the hand delivery and straight to the pouch of this man. He's got a bucket of hands and he will not miss on this occasion. He's the man, couldn't deliver with the bat, but today did with the field. But there with Keelan, not so impressive. The strike rate is too bad today for him. 21 for 2.
All right, 50 balls, 21 for 2, 351 runs in 21 matches. Haider Ali might be 25 years of age. He's got a lot of experience under his belt. 62 is his best. And he's got a half century there, of course. That's why the best is 62. Haider Ali walks in. And he will watch this one go. Hisham from the front of the hand has been a little problematic. Hisham from the back of the hand has been excellent. And this is why. Another back of the hand slower delivery. The seam was presented still. David Gill and Mathias didn't pick up on it. And Faisal Khan completes a very good catch.
Well, I think these batters got a little rushed there. He's played 20 deliveries to bring 6, and that was the pressure which was mounting on him. That's the reason he played the rash shot. He saw a little bit of a width. He went for it without knowing that it's a slower one.
Again, the slower delivery. Even though you know that it's going to be slow, he's just wondering how slow it's going to be. Haider Ali was caught in two minds there, Abid, whether to go forward or backward. By the time he could solve that puzzle within himself, the ball had gone past.
Well, indeed, there have been a lot of bowlers in the international arena who they do these things. Change of pace, they heavily rely on. Starting right from Nathan Bracken from Australia.
What a big name you've taken there, Nathan Bracken. He asked Irshad, he'd say, I'd like to be Hardik Pandya. It's one of his favorites. And of course, he's a staunch follower of Virat Kohli. He's worked a lot on his fitness as well, Hisham.
Well, I'm really been impressed by the way Saudi Arabia has come in this tournament back. The captain keep on saying that we are one win away to get the rhythm and the momentum. And yes, we saw that yesterday. They got a one game in their control and they have delivered, boy. And yet again now, that victory's momentum they are carrying from the previous game to this.
Yeah, it's a game of momentum as well. You've got to draw a lot of confidence from the previous game, and that's what Saudi Arabia have done with their bowling effort at least. And their late revival, that very late revival coming from Haseeb and Saad is what has got them to a respectable total and in making sure that 156 looks like at least 180 with solid bowling performances like these. 9 overs gone, 23 for 2.
And it says that Ishtiaq Ahmed is doing the job with giving 2 runs in 2 overs. And Atif-Ur-Rehman giving 9 in his 3 overs and picking up 1 maiden as well. But then the other bowlers, they chipped in with a wicket. Now, none of the bowlers going over 3 runs in economy. That's impressive.
Very impressive indeed, especially given the format is T20. This is a quiet reminder, is it?
Thank you for reminding me.
Initiative, but chose the wrong area. Atif-Ur-Rehman's taken it as if he's a walk in the park. It's not a walk in the park, it's a difficult catch. The confidence with which he was backtracking, he felt as if the boundary rope is nowhere near. What a good take this is. And Zain's picked up a wicket, first ball of the second over, Abid.
Well, exactly when he knew it, where I need to pitch, where I have planned my fielders, and when the fielders respond. Atif, exceptional with that, knowing where the boundary line is exactly. And another big wicket goes into the dust. Haider Ali walks out scoring 1 run. It is 23 for 3. Can you believe it?
Bahrain in trouble. 23 for 3 in 9.1. They've been kept at bay, and what Zain's done is he's woven a web around the batters. 29 years of age, Ahmer Nasir makes his way to the middle. Best of 28, not out. It's much better than that, Ahmer Nasir. And of course, you mentioned yesterday as well that cricket runs in his blood. He's got to bail the team out of a difficult situation. Saudi Arabia have been very tidy. I think in the entire tournament, Saudi Arabia's bowling display in the power play, this was the best, and it was such that the other teams can also learn from some of the tactics that they deployed. Having the right fielders in the right place.
And I'm sure coach like Kabir Khan has a lot to do with this, and he must be proud of these boys, the way they came right in the end of the tournament. They came, and it is also important to finish the tournament on a high note. So even the fast bowlers, despite every game they played, they got a good start. Saudi Arabia with those power play always has been very, very handsome, and the way they want on their plan.
Another good delivery. Single was an afterthought. Single would have been risky as well. Eventually, they do get there. It's the most eventful thing that happened in the entire over, to be honest.
Yeah,
Regulation.
just pushed back a slight bit of an error, and it was more of a Sohail ball watching there. In the end, it was his danger end.
I'll tell you what, Sohail Ahmed did not look comfortable taking that run. He wasn't asking why. He was asking, but well, do you think I can get there? Well, what a good shot. This will answer many questions. Sohail gets one to cut, and Zain's first poor delivery in the over has disappeared for four. At the halfway stage, 30 for 3. Shoaib and Mikhail to take you through the next 5.
Thank you, Suhas. And Abid, 10 overs, and Bahrain are tottering at 30 for 3. What a comeback this is from Saudi Arabia. From being 2 for 2 in the first innings to scoring 156 at the end of the first, and now have put Bahrain on the back foot. 30 of just 10 overs with 3 wickets down already. Mikhail with me in the com box. What a glorious drive that is from the bat of Ahmed bin Nasir. That will go all the way. And we saw on the very first ball that he faced, he middled it, and he's continuing that form. 4 for Ahmed bin Nasir.
And you wonder where was he all this while. Look at that for execution and placement. Full face of the bat, just like the shape he got on it. Wonderfully executed. The transfer of weight as well. Yes, you talk about the comeback of Saudi Arabia. What a turnaround. They dropped the first game against Bahrain, and now they're all set to make it 2-2 in back-to-back days.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I think it has been, like we mentioned, I think it has been such an improvement in that performance of Saudi Arabia from game 1 of the tournament to this one. The team has come in together. They've gelled well. And the graph has only gone one way, and that's upwards.
Very encouraging signs for Saudi Arabia. Slower delivery picked up well, a single down towards long off. Bahrain have not held their cause. They have been overcautious in this chase. Nobody has come forward ever since Sarfaraz Ali was retired hurt. Nobody has been able to play the big hits to the power play. And when you're chasing 156 and you're batting on 35 for 3 in the 11th over, you're only putting pressure on that middle order.
Oh yes, and a fun fact relating to this ground, Oman Cricket Academy, the first T20 international that was played on this ground. That was going down leg. The first T20 international to be played on this ground was on the 20th of January 2019. And guess what? It was between these two sides, Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. That was the first T20 international.
I want to know the result of that game, Shoaib, in context to what's happening over here. Because for the first part of this tournament, it looked like Bahrain were looking at stronger, better side compared to Saudi, but they've turned tables. Another slow delivery. Hisham has begun well into his third over. He's kept things very tight. Time is running out for Bahrain. They have to play the big hits. That's the only option left. And look at that. Gentle, soft release. And the stare as well. If that was intimidating, oh boy. Stay in your crease. Again gets a thick inside edge towards deep backward square leg. What an over this has been. Brilliant bowling, Hisham. 12 in his 3 overs and a wicket. 11 gone. It's 37 for 3. It's been a terrific effort by Saudi Arabia, not just with the bat, with the ball and in the field as well. Keeping things tight and very much in control of this match. Yes, no, that's been the problem this evening with Bahrain. They have been unsure in this chase. Faisal Khan missing out with the bat, but he was instrumental last night. He helped Saudi Arabia to get back to winning ways. In the process, Oman benefited and moved into the final. Played it down leg side. That'll be a 4. Very poor bowling. There's no protection there whatsoever, and you can't be bowling that line.
Yes, a poor ball, and that has been rightly punished. Slower half-tracker pulled that behind square for 4 runs. Nicely done on the front foot. Ahmed bin Nasir, he's looked good from whatever we've seen so far. In this innings especially, 12 of 10. He's middled every ball and hasn't been beaten by the bowlers yet. Overall, a good performance from Ahmed bin Nasir, but it's just the start. And they would want him to continue and score some quick fire runs for his side.
We understand when batting first, run scoring is not easy because it tends to help the bowlers. But in a chase, batting second, you'd expect the ball to come onto the bat much better. But it looks like Bahrain have been batting on a different surface in the second innings. It looks that difficult for them.
Yes, just haven't been able to take off in this run chase. Lost their captain earlier on. And since then, it has been a struggle for everyone who's come out to bat. Not everything is over yet for Bahrain, as Sohail Ahmed is still out there. He's the man who's been scoring runs on a consistent basis for Bahrain. So 10 of 13, but the good news is that he's still out there.
And the bad news is that time is running out for them. Just make some room in the crease and dispatches that towards sweeper cover for another single.
And that was a good shot. Rocked on the back foot, waited for it. Just couldn't find the gap. 43 for 3 now. Last ball of the over has been played towards the fine leg. A fumble, but no damage done for Saudi Arabia. It's a dot ball. 12 overs have been bowled, 43 for 3.
We are coming to you live from the One Cricket Academy. It's the MazaPlay.net Desert Cup T20I series, and in your respective territories, these are your broadcast and streaming partners: Sportsai, Fanco, Ratrangi Ullu, Ultra Willow, Geo Super, and Geo. This is an ITW Prodigy and TPT 360 production. All right. Hisham to continue. Taken on the full. Played towards the long on region. Oh, a little bit of fumble. They should take the second run as well. Just a lapse in the field will allow the batters to come back for the second.
Yes, can't get complacent. Still a lot of runs needed. I agree, but you can't allow the opposition to get that momentum back. 14 runs and over, still possible, but that will mean Sohail Ahmed and Ahmed bin Nasir will have to bat out of their skins, and they'll have to attack every delivery. That one way too wide will be called a wide as well. Hisham will have to reload that again.
And look at that required rate. Over 14. And the current run rate when you're chasing 156 is 3.78. Sometimes you just wonder what's the plan. Goes high. Has he found the field on this occasion? Yes, he has. Sohail had to go for it. The captain, Abdul, Waheed Abdul Ghaffar takes the catch. Fourth wicket down. Sohail Ahmed departs and Hisham gets his second wicket.
Yes, the writing was on the wall. He had to go for it. They needed 14 and over. There was no way they could just spend their time out in the middle. Went for that shot, just couldn't get the elevation nor the distance, and finds Ahmed Waheed Abdul Ghaffar, the skipper, taking a good catch in the end. So it's 46 for 4 now as Bahrain are staring down the barrel 2 days in a row. Sathaiya Veerapathiran, 31 years of age, strike rate of 137, a best of 33. He's the new man in. And that was a big wicket there, Mikhail. Sohail Ahmed, who scored runs for Bahrain. But last 2 games, he hasn't been able to get those runs.
Oh, he's middled that really well and drilled it over the bowler's head. Sathaiya Veerapathiran has got off the mark with a beautiful looking 6.
That was a slower delivery from Hisham. And you had to time that really well to get the distance. Everything right about that shot. Back of the hand, just didn't pitch the ball. And Sathaiya says, thank you very much. I'm going to go straight downtown and get 6 runs.
And that's why Hisham should not be over experimenting at this stage. What's worked for him is that the delivery that pitches at his usual speed around back of the length area. But when you have 2 wickets and you're bowling your lower, you just hope you can add a couple of more.
Oh, that is another beautiful shot. If the previous one was good, this is even better. Sathaiya has come out with a different mindset, and that is what was needed for Bahrain. 2 back-to-back boundaries, a 6 and now a 4 over extra cover.
That was more like a push, no follow through on that. But look at that for timing and execution. Brilliantly done by Sathaiya. 10 and 2. It's not a usual sight we are seeing in the scorecard today, where the strike rate is at this stage.
Oh, that's a good delivery. This time he's beaten the man who's timed 2 previous deliveries to 4 and a 6. On that occasion, he was cut into half. Hisham gets that slower delivery, pitches it, and pitches it just at the right length. Hard luck that it's gone for 4, but he shouldn't be disheartened by that.
Deviation off the surface, just had enough height, I reckon, to go over the wickets, but that was almost castled. What a delivery there by Hisham. What a comeback after being hit for 10 runs in 2 deliveries. He must be kicking himself and saying, I deserve that wicket.
The keeper not someone to be blamed. That ball did move quite a lot after the ball was pitched. Meanwhile, they take another single, and that will be the end of the 13th over. Bahrain are 61 for 4.
At this stage, Saudi were 80 for 6. So they were well and truly ahead. They may have dropped a few wickets, but it's the late middle order impetus that came by. If Bahrain can do this in the chase, they'll be making a match out of it. If Pathiran can hang around, he could just be creating some unlikely hope as well. Abidin to continue, another single down towards shot fine.
Excellent, Zain, excellent.
Yes, they'll have to play smart here on. Get those singles and doubles and then the odd boundary. Preferably earlier on in the innings, if they can get a 4 or a 6, that will set them up.
I look at it the other way, Shoaib. Nicely bowled. Get the 6s and the 4s and the odd singles. That's what's needed for them now.
Yeah, the approach definitely has to be that. So normally when you play cricket, you've been told to look for the single or a double and then for a 6 if it is in the right area. But the situation demands that you look for a 6 first. And if it's not in the slot, then you go for that single or a double. The approach has to change.
And that's why you go back to that first 6 overs, the top order. When you're chasing 56, you don't want to put pressure on your middle and low middle order. They'll be playing catch-up, time is against them, the delivery is going against them. That's why they find themselves in this situation. May I add, it can also be called a hopeless situation for them from here on, unless a miracle takes them forward.
They're looking for 2. Will only be a single. Yes, you're right. I think Sathaiya has shown some glimpses and some spark out there in the middle. That spark needs to ignite and convert into a fire for Bahrain to get to that total now.
Yes, the combustion should not stop. Again, in his crease, playing it down towards long off. This will not trouble Saudi Arabia at all. They're happy giving away the singles.
Well, Zain has bowled well. He has bowled to his plans. He's got the right field placement. And what I like about this approach is that he's bowling from the Oman tail end, where the onside is a lot bigger than the offside. And he's bowling it into the batter, making them play towards the bigger side of the boundary. There you go again. So this is good, smart bowling. And overall, great presence of mind. 14 overs, 65 for 4.
"91 needed in 36. Look at the required run rate, 15.17, and the current run rate, 4.64. Well and truly documented here the struggles of Bahrain in the middle in this chase, and they have themselves to blame.
Catch is the call. That's been hit towards the fine leg. A swivel. And that'll bring Sathaiya on strike. Now they need to get those boundaries early on in the innings. It's not going to be easy against somebody like Usman. But there's no other way. There's no other option for Bahrain. 6 overs 90 is a tall task.
Yeah, they're staring at the inevitable at the moment. Saudi will want to believe they've pocketed 2 more, or rather finishing 3rd.
Yeah, what a script that will be. They were struggling to get a win under their belt in the first 5 league matches. Come out to play the 6th without any pressure. Nothing to lose kind of approach, and that has worked well for them. Win that game last night and are looking to be the favourites in this game. So from a position where Bahrain would have been playing the finals, they are now languishing at the bottom of the table.
And in danger of finishing last as well. What a turnaround. This tournament has certainly given everyone an opportunity to come back into it. And everyone's made it count. Saudi Arabia written off completely, staged a massive comeback last evening, and tonight they're just going out there and putting out a statement saying that win last night was not a flash in the pan. We have a side that can produce an all-round performance with bat and ball.
Yes, and also just a reminder, this one's been nicely played backward of square leg. That ball will race away towards the boundary. Ahmer bin Nasir now gets into the groove. That was a short ball. Not the best of deliveries from Usman. He's bowled better tonight. But Ahmed bin Nasir says, thank you very much.
He has to go for everything that's been hurled at him. That was nicely struck, like the way he got behind it and that swivel. Played it behind, backward of square. It looks a losing cause at the moment, looking at the equation and the asking rate. And Saudi Arabia have been top class, bat, ball and in the field. They'll not let go of this opportunity.
Beautifully timed again, flicked off the pads. It's been played in the gap. By the time Saqib cleans it up, 2 more runs will be added to the Bahraini total as they move on to 74.
In all probability, Saudi may end up finishing third in a tournament that has 4 teams, so they can always go home and say we beat one of the best teams and we've not finished last. We've come back into the tournament.
And also they are the lowest ranked team in the 4 teams that are playing right now. They are ranked at 33rd. So for them to be performing the way they are, for them to be showing and showcasing their skills here at this platform where the entire world is watching, I think it is a special achievement.
Very encouraging signs. Oh, that almost took the leg stump on the way, but it's been signaled wide. The reaction of the batter there, Ahmed Nasir, suggesting that something is troubling him.
Doesn't look 100% fit. Haseeb, he's also been very impressive with the gloves. Barring tonight where he dropped a catch, he has been right up there behind the stumps. Very agile, very quick off his feet. Safe hands. This one's been played towards the cover sweeper again. They're looking for 2. And he is limping at the moment, Ahmed bin Nasir. I think he's cramping up. And that's not great news for Bahrain as well.
Well, Sarfaraz Ali is already in the dugout, retired hurt. You don't want another batter heading back to the pavilion with a niggle. The only positive you can see in it that they don't have to play another game after this, so they'll have some good recuperation time. But clearly Nasir has been struggling. He took that first run. It's on the turn that he realized and suddenly slowed down and was limping back to his crease. Gets behind it and gets on top of it. Plays it nicely towards deep backward square leg. Don't think so. They have the fuel in the tank for the second. Another fine over by Usman. 15 gone. It's 78 for 4. And to take you through the final 5 overs, it's going to be Abid Ibrahim and Suaswedam.
78 in 30 balls. The Saudi Arabia at this stage were 97 for 6. And look at Bahrain. They've saved a couple of wickets compared to Saudi, but they're 78 for 4. 78 or 30 balls. It's not going to be a walk in the park for sure, Abid.
Yeah, the difference is 19 runs, and 19 runs do takes little while to come. And I tell you, it will be a little bit difficult for Bahrain to chase this down with 30 balls in hand only. They really need to play their A game.
Ishtiaq towards the end. Slower delivery. I think he wanted to make sure that the batter sees the pace on it, or at least believes it's going to be pacey with that roar of his while he left the ball.
Well, indeed, and maybe a right time to bring in Ishtiaq, because it's only given 2 and 2.
Yeah, it's a slower delivery, but he roared as if he's putting a lot of power behind this one, pace. Who said voice acting is not required to be a good bowler?
Well, you need to play some mind games as well. Deceive a batsman. It's a very old tactic what the fast bowlers do.
Not enough bat on it. This could be trouble. Backtracking. Oh, just outside the reach of Usman. Veerapathiran survives, and Bahrain will now remember to breathe.
Well, a very important player at this juncture of the game, Sathaiya. He need to stick around. He need to score runs as well. Now that was very good bowl, quicker one, good length. The only error that was, it just was out of the reach of Usman. Nothing taking away from the fielding effort from Saudi Arabia today. They have been brilliant altogether.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, good delivery. Very good delivery. Veerapathiran this time with a grunt. Not the bowler.
Well, indeed, you don't have many options there. Not many choices that you need to go hard at every single delivery coming at you. 3 deliveries without a boundary now. Sathaiya will be feeling pressure. Very good directed bouncer there. At the center of the wicket. Gets a little bit of an extra bounce. It's enough to beat a batter like Sathaiya. Sathaiya who's looking for one big hit.
Again, not from the best part of the bat. Toe end. Not good enough.
Yeah, jumped. Just came down the track out of frustration, Sathaiya, because he was not getting anything out of these first 4 deliveries. And now the hunger of runs, you can see the pressure on Bahrain because they played so slow early. Now they can feel the pressure.
The 74 or 26. When you need 70 odd runs in the last 4 overs, you need to go big guns. And that's why we were telling you the importance of the middle overs. Only height, no distance, free for all. Anyone can take it, it lands safely.
Yeah, but one thing is brilliant, that these calls being clear, crystal clear between the fielders. No collusion there. They just made a simple call that who would go for it, but it
Nobody
was in the
called.
end.
Nobody called. All of them forgot their SIM cards.
That kept sailing over there, and it's a very, very awkward position to be.
I'll tell you what, when the captain watches that ball, especially in slow motion, go up like that, he just feels like it was up there forever. Should have been taken.
And despite, yes, that was in the air for a long time.
Last ball. Good adjustment. Has he put it in the gap? Not enough power on this one. Irshad gets around it. 2 more added to the tally. And 2 more will not pinch Saudi Arabia much. 16 overs gone. They've curtailed Bahrain to 85 for 4.
Captain, good going, good going.
16 overs gone, 85 without a wicket. David Sarfaraz Imran, the engine room contributed 6 to 6, and it's not a good sign at all when you're chasing 156. Sohail was the only batter in the top four to get into double figures, and Haider as well left early today. A lot of pressure on Ahmer and Veerapathiran to get going here, and they are inheriting a scorecard which is asking them to score runs aplenty. Once again, that line. This time he finds the gap.
Yeah, they keep on feeding them on the pad by keeping three fielders on the onside. It's a risky move to do. These Bahraini batters like to play on the onside a lot. That was a flick on the onside. Just you need to bring the willow in front. Ahmed bin Nasir playing a 31 of 24. Now he need to extract not only one, but both the batters need to put some runs. They need to play some aggressive cricket here. They need to play some big shots. Not so easy against this man, Usman Najeeb. Has been so brilliant, so accurate. It's taking a little bit of a time to adjust the fielders according to their plan. Now the fine leg up. Oh, he hit straight to the third, and third was inside. Just straight went to him, travelling too quick. Very good planning there from bowler. Not feeding onto the pads. He saw the result. The first ball going on the own side for a boundary. A lot being changed in the field there. One comes in, the other goes out. And finally, they got the backward point in and they change. They brought Atif. He puts it on the onside. Had a lot of force, but we'll find a man standing on the right position where he's supposed to be. Good planning this is from Usman. This is better.
Yeah, much better. 65 of 21. Saudi Arabia have started to believe that if they can curtail boundary balls to just one every over, they can still win this game, and they've set a field accordingly. The lines are suggesting that let them swivel, that's not a problem. No, that's a wonderful channel as well. A bit of mix-up of the pace and lines. You're going to mix it up nicely in this format. Usman, who started off straying down the leg side, has now started bowling in the channel. Abid.
Well, hits that seam hard, gets a little bit of a rip. Little bit of an awkward bounce, and the ball goes away from the right hander. It's a kind of a risky shot to chase that one. Ahmed bin Nasir now back on his mind. It will be runs rather than losing his wicket. He want to put the impact. And he's a very impactful player, Ahmed bin Nasir. But today he's left the gloves as well and is not looking so great in terms of fitness. We saw him limping down there as well. But he's a fighter, I tell you. Delivers it full and he hits it on the onside. The full toss has been not used as Bahrain would like.
For a team which has a batting power like Bahrain, to be curtailed to 92 for 4 in 17 almost, with the required rate soaring high, you got to give it to Saudi Arabia. The bowlers have been excellent. The plans have been executed. The way they tied the opposition up in the first 6 overs with minimum restrictions in the deep, that is worth writing a book on today. And this is their final game in this tournament. Veerapathiran had to go for the big shot. This time it will be taken. Hisham diving forward. He makes no mistake. And Bahrain have lost their 5th as well for 92 on the board. 64 of the last 3 overs required.
Well, all I can say, Saudi Arabia is a quick learner. Few games there and they are flawless, unstoppable. Look at that. nicely coming underneath it, well judged under the lights and taking the catch. And the story continues. Usman picking up wicket in last ball. 92 for 5, Sathaiya departs. It's Ishtiaq to bowl his final. The set batsman has put this one away. Gone sailing all the way for a 6 runs here. Much needed boundary. The 2 wicket keeper is now at the centre. And a very good, confident looking shot.
Oh, terrific hit. And he knew he got hold of this one right away. 58 of 17. Ahmed bin Nasir is keeping them afloat, but he needs to get going very, very soon again with a shot of this kind. They need at least a couple more of this kind in this over, Bahrain, to keep them in the hunt. 58 of 17, Abid.
Well, indeed, all you can do is just keep it away from the arc. He puts it away, change of pace this time. Well done, Ishtiaq. He's took that pace out, and the batter, despite hitting it, but not sweet timing on it. And they're just inching close to 100 now. Bahrain, with half of the team back in the hurt, and their captain also retired hurt. It's Safdar Mohammed who's come in, walked in today. He had the gloves in his hand because Ahmed bin Nasir was not doing the wicket-keeping job. And by doing that, so making into 11 as well. And also, he'll get a chance to get himself express. And also, he might get the team, what the team is looking from him. First ball onto the pads, flicked it on the onside. He'll call for 2, but Ahmed bin Nasir is not entrusted for the second. He wants to take things on his own way. 100 comes up for Bahrain with 5 wickets down. And all eyes are set on Ahmed bin Nasir. And of course, the captain of Saudi Arabia, what he thinks, what he plans. Now last, this 2.5 overs are so important in the context of the game. We might have the game we are looking. We had already a lot of close encounters. This can be another one. Goes big, goes high. Catch it is the cry. Fielder settling underneath it and drop. That has been the story here all day. The final moment, just could not hold on to it. And the ball kisses the surface. You can see the reaction of the captain.
Now he wanted that catch to be taken. He knows that he's on top here. His team's on top. Abdul Waheed knows that, but still wants that catch to be taken because he wants to send a statement to the opposition. This should have been taken for sure. It's as simple as a catch can get as well. 54 of 14. Game still in the bag of Saudi Arabia. Ahmed bin Nasir needs to bat out of his skin to win this one for Bahrain. Hundreds come up for Bahrain though. But it's been a struggle to get there. Where is he looking now? Inside out, if he can go over extra cover, is guaranteed a boundary. It's a cross-seam delivery coming up. Poor line. Good collect though.
Well. Now it's all about the momentum. When you drop a catch, the momentum gets shifted to the other side. And this now final 2 deliveries being so crucial in the game. Now they just need to control these two deliveries, and I think Saudi Arabia will be okay. And if Bahrain gets boundary out of these two deliveries, we might have a match on. Goes little deep and did not time it at all. A dot ball here is definitely a goal dust at this juncture. Every dot ball plays a huge role. The captain would be really happy with Ishtiaq's performance. So far, he's almost on the verge to complete his quota of 4 overs and he's given only 20 runs. Forget about picking up wickets. That's not the motto here. That's not the idea. The idea is to restrict and contain runs. Final delivery. On the onside, flicked it. Fielder is there and he'll miss it. The ball goes for a boundary and a very casual effort in the deep by Atif-Ur-Rehman. Captain looks in concern. 107 for 5 at the end of 18, Bahrain. Very tense moment. It's almost 24 and a half required. And he goes behind the keeper, the right area where he can pick the gap and he gets the 4 runs. It's a wicket keeper and their love for this shot.
What this boundary of the first ball has done is, and the seriousness with which these batters are having a conversation, is that they want to take it as close and they want to give themselves a chance. And to do that, they need more boundary balls. Mohammed, who gets a game today, and Ahmed bin Nasir, who's been there for 32 deliveries, both of them believe that this game can be done and dusted in their favour. And that's what Bahrain need. They need a lot more belief because they've got the skills. Can they execute? 45 of 11. Is it really going to be a tight finish, or will Usman put an end to it? You can never take your eyes off this beautiful game, can you? Alright, Usman's plan now. He's straight in line. It's gone for 4.
Hits it on the onside, but could not get it. He'll found a gap. Oh, that was close, but the batter has overran a bit. Yeah, that's what he says from behind the stump. Brilliant line, brilliant line.
Oh, good delivery. And I think he had made his mind up that he wants to go for that swivel as well. Didn't wait for him to get into a good shape to play that shot, even though Usman completely missed it. In fact, had you put 3 more sets of stumps, he still would have. Because it's never easy to turn in your follow-through and aim at the same time when you're not finding your balance.
Yeah, not everybody can do that. That's a very hard job to do.
And he follows it up with a brilliant delivery as well. Look at this one.
Some movement in the air as well as we are getting into that last phase of the game. And it's Saudi Arabia all the way. What a great performance this is.
Great execution of the Yorker, but still it's found the gap. It's been squeezed in the gap for 4. Ahmed bin Nasir reaches a well-deserved half-century with this one. And he's been the saving grace and he's been the lone warrior for Bahrain towards the end.
Well, indeed, he wouldn't be too happy with his personal figures. Now it's about the team, but that shot is perfectly played to find the gap.
This man is a class apart. You just do not dig a Yorker out coming at least 140 clicks per hour and send it for 4 between your legs like that and still find a gap to do so in the field. Another well-executed Yorker.
Yeah, the call was two, but they'll stick to one. Only the one final delivery here. But I tell you what, almost the game is in the pocket of Saudi Arabia until they don't do anything wrong here. The extras and then bowling some looseness. This delivery is very important. If somehow Safdar gets a boundary or a six, we might see a little bit of a chance for Bahrain.
Yeah, the slow start has come to haunt them actually. The slow start is coming back to haunt them here. That'll only be a single, much to the delight of Saudi Arabia, who could almost sense that they're ending this tournament on a high. 38 required of the last over. Bahrain 118 for 5. The Desert Cup T20I series, you're enjoying this wonderful tournament on Sportseye, Fancode, Atrangi, Ullu, Ultra, Willow, Geo Super and Geo. It's an ITW Prodigy and TPT 360 production. And we're enjoying every bit of bringing it to you as well. 38 required of 6 balls. And Atif, the Yorker machine, has the ball in hand. He might go for the slower deliveries as well if he's looking for wickets here. Because he knows the batter is going to swing with all his might. Safdar on strike.
Oh, he played with two minds there. First he wanted to go behind the keeper and then he made a change in plan. He wanted to go towards the third. In the end, neither he is getting any.
Yeah, he wanted to play 3 shots within a span of 3 seconds. It's very difficult as soon as he saw Atif's not providing the pace that he's known for in the round, in the circles. But 38 of 5, this game's virtually slipped out of Bahrain. 5 legal deliveries in Saudi Arabia will walk away with a win here. Some contact, but not enough to send it sailing. And a denomination which is not going to pinch Saudi Arabia even one bit.
Well, they'll be least bothered about the boundaries as well now. Here, Mohammed Saqib. Yeah, there you go. It's away from Faisal, but there. so some dew is there, maybe.
That's one way to show that there is dew indeed. But look at that. He brought his body behind and did not let the ball go through. 37 of 4. Another slower delivery. This time picks it up. But the fielder in the deep, Saqib, will ensure it's only a single. Ahmed bin Nasir, you got a feel for this man. 51 of 36. He's done everything that he can, but needed an extra pair of hands at the other side to stick around with him for a long time to tame this equation, which has fallen into the pockets of Saudi Arabia. This is what is coming up next. It's the grand finale of Mazaplay.net presents Desert Cup T20I series. Oman are taking on Canada.
Hit away, up and over the point, and that will travel for 4 runs, but that will not hurt Team Saudi Arabia from getting cruise and inching close to the victory. What a match this has turned out to be for Saudi Arabia. Brilliance at his best.
A terrific shot. And he had the width as well this time around. But the cushion is so big for Saudi Arabia, they don't mind this. 33 of 2. Saudi Arabia realized that Bahrain curtailed to 1, 2, 3 for 5 in 19.4 means they're walking away with a win. Saudi Arabia are walking away with a win. Doesn't want that single. And the fielder doesn't want to throw at the non-striker's end either. Both these teams have entered a non-aggression pact for the last 2 balls.
Well, maybe the final delivery will not affect in any result, but a little bit of a frustration, he can take it out on the final delivery. That's why he did not rain on it. He wanted to go hard on the final delivery. And that's how maybe Bahrain will finish on a high note. But Atif is the hurdle in front. Excellent figures. Slower one, hits it, tries to get a and they sent back his partner without knowing it's a final delivery. They did not take a single run there. I think Ahmed Nasir knows that the game is gone, done and dusted, and it is all the way Saudi Arabia getting that crucial victory at the end, and that will help them in process.
Absolutely, it'll help the team Saudi Arabia build their cricket once they take a flight back to their home country. They've been exceptional towards the end of the tournament and would only believe the next time when they're playing they want to be exceptional from the beginning of the tournament. But what a turnaround for Saad. What a turnaround for individuals like Usman and Waheed. Faisal coming back into form. The team started to gel well together despite back-to-back losses. And this tells you that they're on the right track now as they've realized that yes, they have the goods required to be delivered in a contest of this kind, a level of this kind. Spare thought for this man as well. Yusuf Imran, how good was he turning the ball? Saudi Arabia win by 32 runs, and it's a big margin indeed, given that they were up against Bahrain. They trounced them not once, but twice in 2 nights.
Well, very, very happy faces there. Men in green. They are the Oats today. We thought they were down and out throughout the tournament, but who would have thought they'll finish at number 3? They played some quality cricket, right? A little too late for them to bring their A game, but that's what it matters when you finish on a high note. This team will be glad with their efforts. In the end, they ended up at being number 3. That's an achievement for them, let me tell you. That's how the batters has responded to 156 that was posted by Saudi Arabia. Not a convincing start here, sluttering again. Similarly, what Saudi Arabia had at the start, but it was one man all the way who stood there and kept on trying and trying. Sathaiya gave him a good pair of hands, scored 19 runs, but not enough for the day. It was Ahmer bin Nasir all the way. Scored 55, 30 of 39 deliveries, remained unbeaten, but not enough on the day to finish on 3rd.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 for 6 is all that Bahrain were able to manage, owing to a very slow start. You could sense it from what you see up there. Yeah, Atif-Ur-Rehman in his 4 overs. Well, if you want to deliver a spell of this kind, you need Atif-Ur-Rehman only. He knew and got the measure of every single batter. 4 overs, 1 maiden, 14 runs without a wicket, unreal economy of 3.5. It is still T20 cricket, mind you. Zain-ul-Abidin in his 4 picked up a wicket and gave away just 19. Hisham was good too in his quota of 4 as he picked up 2, and so did Usman Najeeb in his quota of 4. Wickets at regular intervals and very tight lines meant that it was too much to do for Bahrain to try and go for 156. The mission failed today as they only managed 123.
The highlights package is there. Not a convincing start right till the end. They had a miscued shots. Those 2 wickets going down early, and the runs was not coming when Mathias David tried to get some runs. He failed on that occasion. Those 4 wickets going and captain getting retired hurt, but one man trying all his every bit, but slight bit of luck was not on their way or not in their favor, and it was all the way in the end Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I think they were better in terms of skill. They were so skilled that they bowled in the right areas as well. The death bowling was okay. And even when they faltered towards the death, they had enough of a cushion to seal the deal. This was one of the best shots that we saw today. That not only got his half century, actually. That was a brilliant shot in the end because he was able to squeeze it in the gap. Ahmed bin Nasir was standing tall. But in the end, it was Saudi Arabia who picked up a win. And this is how Saudi Arabia 155 for 8 after being asked to bat first. And Saad Khan 69 of 54 top scoring. The left-hander coming good. Come the big game in their eyes. Haseeb Ghafoor's 28 features in there as well. And captain also does the same. Imran 4 for 24 would be talked about for a long time as Imran's picking up a good habit of picking up 4 wickets every time he turns up. Mohammed Rizwan's 2, Sathaiya's 2 helped the cause. But with a bat in hand is where Bahrain faltered. 55 without much support. Ahmed bin Nasir. There's only so much that batter can do. Veerapathiran chipped in with his 19. Sohail Ahmed's 13. but not good enough. Mohammed Hisham 2, Usman 2 wickets, and Zain-ul-Abidin exceptional as always. Saudi Arabia win by 32 runs. Let's go down to Shoaib Ahmed to find out who the player of the match is.
Good evening and welcome to the post-match presentation for the third place position that was played between Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. Well, Saudi Arabia, they have just peaked at the right time in the tournament, getting those 2 back-to-back wins, and that will do a world of good for their performance, not only in this tournament but also in the future. Bahrain, on the other hand, started off really well in the tournament but just lagged behind in those 2 important matches, and that is the reason why they are now at the bottom of the table. Overall, I think it was a good all-round performance from both the sides. One team that looked really good all throughout and just grew in stature was Saudi Arabia, who also won this game comfortably in the end by 32 runs. Now it's time for us to talk to both the captains of both the sides one last time in the tournament. And let's start with the captain. In fact, it's the vice captain of Bahrain, David Keelan Mathias. David, can we have you here, please, for a quick chat? David, overall, I think it was a good tournament for Bahrain. They started off really well, but just faltered when it mattered the most. Tell us your reading of your journey in the tournament.
Yeah, I thought we played some good cricket in the beginning of the tournament. We beat some good sides and we did really well. I think yesterday we had a great chance to qualify. Something sort of went wrong. 5 overs, we batted badly, and then, from there, we have not really recovered from there yesterday and today. I think that's probably the most I can say.
Yes, I think overall a mixed bag of performance. But tell us something that was positive out of the tournament. What do you think was the real positive that you would take from this tournament?
I think positives were we bowled well. A couple of matches we bowled really well in the power play. We bowled well up front. Sohail batted really well throughout the tournament. We sort of gelled together. Our catching was much better than the last tournament. So, yeah, there are a lot of positives to take. And the fact that we almost qualified yesterday is a big positive for us. So, I think we'll take some positives and we'll definitely learn from whatever mistakes we made.
You have thoroughly entertained us, and all the best for the future matches as well.
Yeah, thank you.
That was the vice captain, David Keelan Mathias, for Bahrain. Now it's time to talk to the winning captain of Team Saudi Arabia. It's Waheed Abdul Ghaffar. Waheed, you kept your promise. You said that you're going to improve and you're going to win matches, and that is exactly what you did.
Yeah, definitely. First of all, I would like to congratulations to all Saudi Arabia team and committee members, and definitely it's all about our mistakes and the boys, the players. They have learned their mistakes and they have worked on it. So that's why, Alhamdulillah, in last 2 matches we have the result is in front of you.
Yes, overall we've enjoyed your performance. I'm sure you must have enjoyed this one as well. Tell us how important was this tournament for you as a team?
Definitely, this as we all know, and I have mentioned this several times, that our 70% teams are new members, new faces, and they have got a very good exposure from this tournament, and which will help them in the future tournaments. And we have got some new good talent and some new things learn a couple of things from this tournament. So it will help us and help for us in the future as well.
All the best, and we thoroughly enjoyed your performance. All the best, and we hope that you continue that positive upward trend.
Thank you so much. And at the end, I would like to mention our core and conditioning trainer, Muhammad Ali, and he have worked really hard. And the reason why we are fit in the ground and throughout the tournament, and it's a very tough condition. So I would like to mention his name, and thanks to him for his work. He have worked really fantastic throughout the tournament. Thank you.
You're welcome. All the best.
Thank you so much.
That was the winning captain of this game for Saudi Arabia, Waheed Abdul Ghaffar. Now it's time to announce the player of the match. 2 for 2 is what the score read for Saudi Arabia. And then from there to reach to 155, there was an instrumental performance coming in from just one man. He, of course, is the player of the match. It is none other than Saad Khan, 69 of 54. And to give that award, I'd like to first invite the match referee, Mr. Jeevan Amanna, who has the player of the match memento. And this goes to Saad Khan. 69 of 54, brilliant performance under pressure and an important game for Saudi Arabia. Saad, congratulations. Overall, I think you'll be happy with that performance. How important was that for you personally?
Personally, I think it actually goes to the team. For everyone, it meant a lot coming back from where we are and winning 2 games, I think it meant a lot. So we're just going to keep going and let's see what happens.
We saw that upward trend for Saudi Arabia. Do you think it will continue?
We have to. There's no other way. I mean, we got plenty of experience from losing the games, but I think there's plenty more coming. We're just kicking back now.
Well done tonight, and we hope that you continue that good form.
Thank you so much.
That was the player of the match for this game. Of course, there is a big final coming up next, so stay tuned. We'll be diving into a short break. When we are back, we'll be bringing you the grand finale between Oman and, of course, Canada. Stay tuned.